So hey guys, today I wanted to pick up right where we left off on Tuesday with our notes on linear equations and two variables. We had completed the first page of notes, but we had not even started on the second page of notes, so I wanted to go ahead and get into that. And we're going to complete the notes through this video, and then you're going to have your homework assignment that you're going to be doing after you watch this short video. So example number 3, as we go through the examples of these equations, it says find the equation of the line in Taylor form that passes through 5, negative 2, and is A, parallel to 4x plus 6y equals 10. So remember what Taylor form is. Taylor form is y equals m times x minus x1 plus y1. Okay, so given the point that's passing through 5, 2, and we want something that's parallel, so we have 4x plus 6y equals 10. The slope of that is the opposite of a over b, a nice little shortcut. So the slope is going to be negative 4 over 6, which does reduce to negative 2/3. Now if it's parallel, we keep the same slope, so we end up with y equals negative 2/3 times x minus x1, well the point that we're given is 5, plus y1, or plus negative 2. We can rewrite that as just minus 2. Okay, so there's our equation for example number 3a. Y equals negative 2/3 x, negative 2/3 times x minus 5, the quantity, minus 2. Okay, so now we want something perpendicular to this. Well, if our slope is negative 2/3, the perpendicular slope is going to be what? Hopefully you answered the question correctly. It is 3 over 2. So that would make our equation, everything else stays the same, y equals 3 over 2 times x minus 5 minus 2. Okay? Okay. So example 4. The sales for Best Buy were approximately $35.9 billion in 2006 and $40 billion in 2007. Using only this information, write a linear equation that gives the sales in billions of dollars in terms of the year. Okay. Well, first off, we need to decide where are we figuring this out, because we don't want to use like 2006 as our x value. Okay. The best thing to do would say, okay, so from 2000, let's count that way. All right. So in this case, we have 35.9 billion. Oops, wrong thing. There we go. 35.9 billion. And it was the year 2006. So I'm going to use that as t equals 6. So I'm going to say, okay, it's 6 years from 2000. That way, we're going to make our life a little bit easier. Okay? And then we had 40 billion. In 2007. So we're going to make that t is equal to 7. Now you could do 2006 and 2007, but you're going to make yourself miserable. Okay? Now we want an equation in billions, so that means that, we can just say 35.9 and 40.0. So what are our 2 points? We have the point 6, 35.9, and our other point is 7, 40.0. Okay. So what's the first thing that we have to do in order to find our equation? Hopefully you said finding the slope. Okay, so let's find our slope. y2 minus y1, so 40 minus 35.9 over 7 minus 6. So we end up with $4.1 billion during that year. So now what we want to do is we want to get our equation. Okay, and again, try to use Taylor form to make our life a little bit easier. So we have two different possibilities. We have y equals 4.1 times t minus 6 plus 35.9, or what's the other option? Hopefully you wrote down y equal, or hopefully you chose y equals 4.1 times t minus 7 plus 40. Okay? So how would we use this model to predict for 2010, which is question number B? Well, that's pretty straightforward. We're going to use our equation. We'll write it down again. It doesn't matter which equation you use. Okay, you should end up with the same amount. You should have 4.1 times, and I'm just going to use the bigger number because, you know, that's me, 10 minus 7 plus 40. And what does that end up with? 52.3. Which, you know, I'd like to have $52.3 billion. Wouldn't you all? Okay, what is the slope of the model? All right, guys, the slope's easy. You figured it out, right? It is 4.1. Okay. What does that mean in the context of the situation? All right, answer that question. Hopefully, you said sales increased by 4.1 billion each year. Okay? So you need to learn how to do things in context and understand what it is. For some of you, I know this is really easy and straightforward. Others of you, I know you're struggling a little bit, and it's okay. All right? All right. Next, example 5. The graph below shows the number of wireless subscriber connections in millions for the years 1997 to 2012. Okay? Use the slopes of the line segments to determine the years in which the sales showed the greatest increase and the least increase. Okay? So what I want you to do is I want you to take some time and I want you to find the slope of each line segment. Okay? And I want you to tell me where is the greatest increase from what year to what year, and where is the least increase from what year to what year. Okay? Hopefully, when you found your slopes, and it was only 1, 2, 3 slopes, the greatest was from between 2002 to 2007, and the least was between 2007 and 2012. Okay. Now, find the slope of the line segment connecting the points for the years 1997 and 2012. Okay, so basically all you need to do is find that particular slope in general. Okay. Now, I know that there isn't a line segment there, but basically all they're asking you to do is take the point 2012, 326.4, and the point 1997, and 55.3, and find the slope between those 2 points. So you go ahead and find that. And that should be 18.073 repeating. Okay. And then the last question, and then for you to answer for part C in this interactive video. Interpret the meaning of the slope in part B in the context of the problem. So which of these choices is the correct choice for the slope in part B? Okay. That's it for the video, guys. At this point, I'll see how well you did with the interacting on the video, see how you what your score is, and then you can go ahead and at this point you guys need to go ahead and do your worksheet homework, and that's due on Thursday. Thanks, and I'll talk to you all tomorrow.